1450 WCTC. Call Jersey Central at 732-545-9282. Toll free at 888-545-9282. Watch Jersey Central live online at WCTCAM.com or listen on your smartphone with the iHeartRadio or TuneIn apps. Connect with WCTC on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube by searching 1450 WCTC. And now back to Jersey's Morning Show, Jersey Central with Bert Barron.
It is 8:37. Welcome back to Jersey Central on the new Talk Radio WCTC, the voice of Central Jersey. It's Bert. Good morning. We got our need to know things are on the way in this 8:30 half hour of the show this morning. Well, last night, the Partnership for Drug-Free New Jersey, they have been doing just amazing work for the better part of a year, if not more, of visiting really all corners of our state and holding these very powerful and very informative town hall meetings. There was one last night that was done in Union County, and of course you've heard me talking about the event next week that's happening to Middlesex County, and these have been just so successful and so impactful for the work that we've been able to do to kind of just begin a dialogue and get information out to people when it comes to fighting opioid abuse here in Jersey. Let me welcome back to the Jersey Central Newsmaker Hotline the Executive Director of the Partnership for Drug-Free New Jersey, who is organizing these town hall events that have been just so successful to this point. Angelo Valente is back with us this morning here on WCTC. Hi, Angelo. It's Bert Barron. How you doing?
Very well, Bert. Thank you for having me on this morning, and good morning to all your listeners.
Thank you very much for that. And we'll talk about next week's event in just a few moments that's coming to East Brunswick. But the Town Hall series continuing, and it's been the better part of 2017, Angelo, right, that you and the staff have been kind of making the rounds and working with local law enforcement and local elected officials in our counties all over New Jersey. It's been about a year or so since you've been out doing this, right?
Yes, absolutely. We have at the partnership been working with the Horizon Foundation for New Jersey, who have been partnering with the partnership. And the concept of having these town halls was really twofold. One was to be able to bring this important prevention message and also share information about resources that are available at the county level, because we felt that a lot of people might have seen some of the information be disseminated through radio or television on a statewide or national basis, but it's important for them to know what's available for them right there in their own communities. The second reason that we develop these town halls is to be able to look at best practices. Which parts of the state are having the best success with several programs, and how could we replicate those programs throughout the rest of the counties and throughout the rest of the state? So over the last year, we've visited over 14 different locations in 14 different counties. And as you mentioned, next week we're going to be in Middlesex, and we hope that everyone who's listening will be able to attend this very important meeting.
Yeah, this is going to be a lot of just a great exchange of information and ideas, and I think a real highlight of these, Angelo, and I saw this firsthand when I had the privilege of overseeing the event in Somerset County at Bernard's High School, I guess about 6 or 8 weeks ago, was just the Q&A portion, and to hear from concerned parents and to hear from concerned teachers. And when you have a chance to speak directly with county prosecutors, and Prosecutor Andrew Carey is going to be in attendance with us on Tuesday, and elected officials who are going to be there. We're going to have Senator Joe Vitale, who is going to be there, who has been fighting very, very hard against the opioid abuse here in Jersey. There really is just a great exchange of information, and to talk to people who are fighting this day in and day out head on, much like your organization and a lot of the local groups are doing. It's just great information, just such a valuable thing to help us win this war.
Oh, without a doubt. And as you mentioned, at the event coming up on Tuesday evening, not only will Prosecutor Carey be there and Senator Vitale, but we also have with us speakers that have been very involved with on the prevention end, in treatment. We have a medical representative, Dr. Sen, who has been very active in the state. He's actually the Director of Medical Student Education at Raritan Bay Medical Center. And we also have folks that represent the treatment community, so that if you have a family member who you think might need some assistance, or you yourself might need some assistance, it's a great opportunity to get an answer from individuals that are really experts, not only in your particular county, but also these folks we have gathered next Tuesday are experts throughout the state in dealing with the epidemic that we're all facing in New Jersey.
Yeah, and to have sort of an all-hands-on-deck approach has been just terrific. And I'm glad you mentioned about the folks who are sort of on the other end of the spectrum of this, Angelo, when it comes to recovery and rehabilitation efforts. There were speakers at the one at Somerset County that I was at, where they were talking. These were real-world people who had fallen prey to this insidious opioid abuse that's plaguing our state. And these are people that recognize that they needed help, and they sort of stress the importance of, you know what, there's nothing wrong with asking for help. You know what, there should be no shame when it comes to fighting drug abuse and having an addiction and realizing there's a problem when you know that there's resources and there's help out there. And that was something that I think that resonated very well with the attendees that night, most of whom were very concerned parents and who were looking for information. And to hear that from somebody who was dealing with this and continues to go through a recovery period, I think is very impactful and really goes a long way.
No question about that, Bert. One of the biggest issues with this particular epidemic is that there is stigma that is still attached to the issue of substance abuse. And we are doing everything we can, led by Governor Christie, who has done an outstanding job in getting messages out about breaking down that stigma. I mean, this particular issue is a disease like any other issue. And one of the things we keep on stressing is that if you have a family member who has a potential substance abuse dependency or substance abuse issue, they should get help and seek help. And there's so many resources that are available right in your own community, your own county, for you to be able to tap into. And these town halls are a great way to be able to find out about those resources and also to understand that this is affecting everyone, that there is not a community, there is not a family that doesn't know someone or have a neighbor or a friend or a family member who's experiencing this. And that's because of the fact that 80% of individuals that are addicted to heroin started with a prescription. And we all know that prescriptions are the leading cause of how people start down the path of opiate dependency and, unfortunately, in many cases, heroin addiction. So it really is an opportunity to understand the links as well between opiate prescription drugs and heroin abuse and how important it is for everyone to be aware of that.
Yeah, that is, of course, a gigantic component of this entire epidemic. So some other recent stops involved, there was one in Ocean County not too long ago. Great turnout, wonderful information there. Last night's event was at Kane University, the Union County stop in the Town Hall Series. And when it comes to Middlesex on Tuesday, next Tuesday, you're invited to please join us. We're going to be at the Hammersholt Middle School on Ruse Lane in East Brunswick. The doors open at 6:30. The program will begin at 7 o'clock. And with me at the podium, trust me, we're going to be wrapped up at 9 o'clock, and we're going to make sure that we have everybody gets a chance to be heard, and we're going to exchange some information for those couple of hours. You want some more information, the Partnership for Drug-Free New Jersey website is a great resource. It's drugfreenj.org. Your chance to be heard and be a part of what's not going to be an easy-to-arrive-at solution to end opioid abuse, not only in New Jersey and in Middlesex County, but really this is a granular thing. This is a community problem. This is a street-by-street issue that we're fighting here in New Jersey. So please join us at the Hammersholt Middle School on Ruse Lane in East Brunswick on Tuesday, December 12th. Doors at 6:30. We'll get underway promptly at 7 o'clock. And I want to thank everybody for coming out and making this possible, the speakers who are going to be there. And, Angelo, I can't thank you and your organization enough for inviting me back and having me be a part of this. This is important for me as well. So thank you for the invitation to me. I greatly appreciate that.
Well, thank you, Bert, for agreeing to participate again. And one last thing that I think is important is
Sure.
This event is free of charge.
Mm-hmm.
So there's absolutely no fees or charge to participate. And as you mentioned, we dedicate 1 hour to the experts and 1 hour for open mic. So people throughout the audience will have an opportunity to ask any question they would like about this particular issue to these folks that have gathered, and people who have information they can share with residents of Middlesex County, and we think, crucially, share information that may be able to provide resources for individuals that need help.
Yeah, it will be a terrific evening. Well, it'll be well worth your time. There's no doubt about it. And one final thank you, if I could, again, to Partnership for Drug-Free New Jersey. As Angelo had mentioned, the Horizon Foundation for New Jersey, who has been with us every step of the way. Thank you to you. Also, the Middlesex County Prosecutor's Office, the East Brunswick Alliance for the Prevention of Alcoholism and Drug Abuse, East Brunswick Township, East Brunswick Public Schools, the Wellspring Center for Prevention, and just an honor to have WCTC mentioned there as the great partners of this program. Angelo Valente, thank you for your time this morning, and I look forward to catching up next Tuesday in East Brunswick. All right?
All right. Look forward to seeing you then.
All right, Angelo, thank you. All right, Jersey Central traffic and weather time, 8:47. Traffic and weather every 10 minutes on Jersey Central.